The Pokemon anime is usually full of laughs, epic battles, and sometimes it likes to get a little dark. Being the person that I am, I like to wallow in sadness. Wow, that sounds really creepy out loud. Depressing obsessions aside, I really like taking a look at the sad moments in the Pokemon anime. Why does that sound so maniacal? What am I doing wrong? Anyway, I thought it would be cool to talk about some of the ones that I consider to be the saddest. Now, to keep this kind of fresh and new, I decided I wouldn't use the really mainstream moments, like Ash turning to stone or Bye Bye Butterfree. I also tried to pick from a couple different regions so it wasn't all in a specific generation. That being said though, if you guys can think of any sad moments, and trust me, there are a lot, feel free to drop them down in the comments. And since there are so many sad moments, let me know if I should make a second part to this, as I wouldn't really mind, honestly. Anyways, let's just get right into the video.
Rolling, I can never get enough. I've been up too long and I way too drunk, but we straight up in it and we feeling.
Clembot was built by Clement, and the bond they formed was actually incredible. You can imagine the pain and anguish Clement felt when he had to sacrifice him in the Team Flare base. It was right after Team Flare's attack on Lumio City. Clement and Clembot reached the machine controlling the Z2s. Clembot knew the only way to stop the machine was for him to sync up to it. He and Clement had an exchange where Clembot confessed that the stress would probably end up destroying him, to which Clement was obviously very hesitant. With tears in his eyes, Clement knew what had to be done and did it. I'm not quite sure what, but whatever it was worked. The machine was stopped and Clembot was destroyed, but the city was saved. It truly is a bittersweet tale. So first up, we have Jessie and her Dustox. This one's kinda like Team Rocket's version of Bye Bye Butterfree, but to me it's actually a lot sadder. The lighter side to Team Rocket, and it really adds to their characters and humanizes them for us. They suddenly stop being this evil team trying to steal away Pikachu and actually become humans with emotions. It's rather nice to switch up the pace. I know I said I was going to keep the super obvious ones off of this list, but I think this one is kind of like a middle ground. Like, a lot of people know about it, but you probably don't see it in many videos like this. This, of course, being Charmander's backstory and how he came to meet Ash, but specifically the moment Charmander was taking shelter under a leaf during a rainstorm. You see, Charmander was waiting for his previous trainer Damien to return after leaving him in a rocky outcropping. But what he didn't tell Charmander is that he had no intentions of coming back. As you guys probably know, Charmander's life force or strength is tied to the size of the flame on their tail. In the scene with the rain, you can see his flame start to dwindle, getting smaller and smaller in size. If Ash, Brock, and Misty hadn't overheard Damien in the Pokemon Center saying that he had no intention of returning to get this little guy, it would have been the end of the road for him. That's a really scary thought, especially because Charmander was just a baby. Okay, maybe not literally, but figuratively, he was. But this story has a pretty happy ending, as we all know what happens next. Ash and Charmander become pals, kinda, but regardless, the ending is a happy one. So in the number 3 spot, we have kind of a twofer. A 2 for 1, am I right? Up top. Anyways, in the ending of the XYZ series, Ash says goodbye to 2 of his Pokemon, Greninja and Goodra. Goodra was first and didn't really get a ton of spotlight, maybe like less than a minute in total, which kind of made me sad. Ash says goodbye to Goodra, who he is returning to the wetlands to watch over the Pokemon there. Dene is really sad, and Goodra even starts to cry, grabbing Ash by the hands and probably thanking him in Pokemon. Now the real emotional one, the one that everyone always talks about, Greninja. Zygarde needs Greninja's help to stop the evil vines, and Ash gives a very emotional speech along with some pretty powerful flashbacks. Ash sends Greninja off to help Zygarde save the world with a handshake and a hug. What's this? No, I'm not tearing up, I swear. It's just like, you know, allergy season. My eyes are learning surf. Oh, and Squishy said goodbye to Bonnie. Yeah, that was pretty much that episode. I think we need to move on. This next one is kind of a twofer as well, I suppose, but not really. The number 2 spot is going to when Ash, Brock, and Dawn end up parting ways at the end of the Sinnoh saga. The first person they say goodbye to was Dawn, which ended in Ash giving her one last big high five, Piplup and Pikachu giving a sad goodbye hug, and her giving her final goodbyes to Ash and Brock. You can almost see her start to cry before she closes her eyes and looks down. Next up is Ash and Brock parting ways back in the Kanto region. They give each other good lucks, Ash wishing Brock luck on becoming the Pokemon Doctor, and Brock wishing Ash luck on becoming a Pokemon Master. Give one last good handshake and walk down their respective paths. This truly is one of the saddest moments in Pokemon, and it's often overlooked. Alright, that's going to do it for this week's video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, as always, a like rating is greatly appreciated. Make sure to subscribe for more Pokemon content, and feel free to check out any of my other videos. That's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next one.